Hey, hello. I think that worked. We'll see. Hello, and to those two people who may be viewing, I don't know, Lisa, you'll have to let us know if it's working or not. There's nothing on my TV to say that it's streaming, so
there's a stream on my TV.
There is.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Wee. So, hello to Lisa, who's playing, and Pete, Lisa's boyfriend, who's supposedly watching us. Right, this is going to be terribly unprofessional of me because we are now live, but I'm going to see if I can just get it on my TV because it's not there. Why isn't it there?
You want to be famous.
I do. Home. Let's see what happens. All right, D&D show. Live. There we go. Live now, it says. Yeah, there we go. I'm on my telly. So, to the two... Oh, let's turn the volume off, though, because that's horrible.
Huge delay.
Let's just hit the mute button. There we go. All right, cool. So to that one person watching, Pete, hello. This is the D&D show, which may stand for, I don't know what it stands for, Dunkin' Donut show, or I don't know. It may be copyrighted,
Dungeons
so or perhaps it's the Dungeons and Drag Queens show. We haven't decided yet. My name's Luke. I'm the GM, co-host of this wonderful show, and we are going to be playing through the beginner's starter set, The Lost Mines of Phandelver, with a couple of players, because we're bored in isolation, mostly, and I've been playing for a while, Lisa's been playing for a while, James has played with before, but Gavin is a complete noob, so we'll go through and do some introductions, I suppose. So, ladies first. Hello, Lisa.
Hi. This
Hello.
is now weird. This is strange.
Isn't it? This is really strange. This is bizarre. I've been listening to podcasts for ages, and these people are so confident. I don't know how they do it. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, I feel hugely misplaced now, and I'm good. I'm excited though.
Excited.
I really want to get this going.
We're going to be famous. Yes. We're going to have a YouTube channel. We're going to have a podcast. We're going to get a Patreon set up. Are
we e-sporting right now? Is that what we're doing? Is this an e-sport? I don't know if it is.
Moving along the screen, we've got James. Hello, James.
Hi there, Luke. Great to be here.
Hello, mate. Are we okay?
Yeah, I'm great, mate. Looking forward to playing some D&D.
Fantastic. Yes. And last but absolutely no means least, we've got Gavin. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Luke. How are you?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Shit in a brick. I've never been, as I was saying off stream, never been so nervous to play at all.
Well, I've never played, so there you go.
Well, we're gonna.
I'm just nervous all the time, so great.
Well, this is it. To be fair, I do live in a constant fear of life, everything. So, this is going to be different. I've never run a game on Roll20 before online, but as everyone knows, the world's gone to shit, and we've got to do something to occupy ourselves. And I don't know how it's going to go because even pre-game talking, and the other week when we did a test run, like chatting on here, it's awkward because you never know when you know body language. When can you talk and you stop? Oh, and it's odd. And when I've played with some friends online, I get very self-conscious and nervous and don't tend to talk too much. But face to face,
I'm awesome in D&D.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm usually quite drunk when we've played, so.
Well, so am I. So it's great. That's fine.
Cool.
Yeah, we're working on it.
yeah. I'm going down the Southern Comfort. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, man. I won't get so drunk that I can't operate the computer because that would be embarrassing.
Great TV.
Well, this is it. This is it. So, a couple of weeks ago, we did a little test and we went through a little bit of information. And I'm not going to spend an hour going through everything all again. But for our one viewer out there, a little bit of pre-game setup for you all, I suppose. Lost Mines of Phandelver is the name. Again, please don't look it up. Don't cheat. It will just spoil it for yourselves. But, pardon?
I can't even spell it.
Yeah, it's an odd one. It's a good old-fashioned D&D name, just so you know where you are, what you're playing. Okay, so the world we're in, it's the Forgotten Realms world on the Sword Coast. You guys will be able to see the map on Roll20, which I will switch over to in a minute for people. But basically, oh, this is scary. Okay, so basically, lots of stuff's going on in the world which I'm not going to go into, but the adventure is going to start in Neverwinter, which some of you may know, some of you may not. About 30 years ago, there's a volcano erupted. Mount Hotenow erupted, and just kind of laid waste to a lot of places. On the map that you guys can see, there's Thunder Tree. Thunder Tree was wiped out. Neverwinter was all but obliterated. Massive chasm opened up in the middle, destroying half the town. Loads of people died. The royal family died. People kind of moved out, and some refugees stayed and tried to make a life of it, including your characters. Your families have stayed around in the area, and you've kind of spent the past, you either grown up in the past 30 years in and around the area dealing with it, or you've helped out about with it as well. Kind of doing bits and jobs here. Maybe you've been a member of the militia, you've been a mercenary, worked for the town guard or something like that. Recently, the Open Lord of Waterdeep from down south has turned up with relief for the city to try and build it back up, and he has got some documents which claim that he is the rightful heir of the town or the city. So he's investing a lot of time in doing up, and with that, he's brought his own mercantile force into the area, which has kind of put you guys out of business to what you were doing before, and you're no longer needed in the town. So the past 6 months or a year, it's been a bit rough. You've struggled to find work until very recently. A kind of distant relative of yours, Gavin, we'll do some character introductions in a minute, has contacted you with some mercantile work, some kind of adventuring work, and he offered to pay you for that, to help you out. He's like your distant fourth cousin or something along those lines. His name is Gundren Rockseeker. Again, another lovely traditional D&D name, just so you know, you are Gundren Rockseeker. Him and his brothers, whose names escape me, and I don't have it in front of me because I haven't really prepared properly, because I'm a bit naff like that. They basically have got this job for you. They've nearby town of Phandelver, which is kind of like an old, think of like Wild West during the gold rush kind of period. It's kind of like that. In all the mountains, Sword Mountains, and the hills around there, there's various different mines and things like that. And in the old days, Phandelver was a massive mining town, but it was actually laid waste to and destroyed about 300 years ago by an invading orc tribe. And since then, no one's lived there. But over the past couple of years, as Lord Neverember has returned up to the north here, with that, it's brought trade, and people in the Lord's Alliance have kind of tried to set up trading back down in Phandelver, and people have inhabited it, tried to do it up, and built upon the old original town, and going out and exploring the mountains again for these mines. And Gundren has basically, him and his brothers have found a mine, and they have trying to be setting up an expedition there and get kind of legal ownership of it, and have been in Neverwinter. And they have, or Gundren has contacted you and basically said to you that if you can guard a wagon or a caravan, I suppose, of supplies for him down to Phandelver. And then once you get there, you'll get paid, but also then there'll be plenty of work around Phandelver, maybe even in the mine once it's up and running. But if not, there's plenty of work around there, and it just seems like a general good idea. So let's do some character introductions, and then we'll get going properly. So as Gavin, you're going to be our character's link into the adventure. I know you probably haven't prepped too much for it, but kind of let's talk about your character. What are you? What race? What class? Kind of, and a little bit of what you imagine your character to be like.
My character is a dwarf, a mercenary veteran, and His name is Burr Boltthrower. Yeah. What else would you like to do?
No, that's fine. That's fine. If you were to cast an actor to play him, who would it be?
Oh, wow, that's a tricky one. Let me think on that.
Yeah,
You're going to ask us all these awkward
I am.
questions?
Yeah, because I'm trying to get myself in the mood.
Just stick it to Gavin first of all.
I'm just.
The noob.
I was
This
just
is
like,
it.
is that what he got? Oh,
No, I'm just delaying while my brain kind of stops screaming at me. What the fuck are you doing? Cool. Okay. We'll move on. So you basically, like when we talked before, I said about how when we was designing your character and stuff, we was like, what kind of fantasy character do you like? Or you kind of base yourself on. And you mentioned Mad Martigan from Willow. So
Yeah,
I kind of so maybe Val Kilmer as a dwarf, who knows? But I kind of, when I made your character for you, because you're a noob, I kind of had that in my mind. So we've set you up as a rogue, but not a traditional thief skulking in the shadows type rogue. My envision for you is in a couple of levels time, once you've leveled up, you get to specialize. And I was thinking about the swashbuckler subclass, which is from the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide, which is so you're more of a kind of fighter type rogue, fancy footwork, rapier kind of weapon, and thinking it's like the man in the black mask in the Dread Pirate Roberts in Princess Bride. That's kind of like the type of character that I was thinking. But it's your go. You take it anywhere you like. Well, I am looking at Gavin's avatar. He's on the right, so I'll just keep on going to the left and go to James. Introduce your character, sir.
Right, my character is a human paladin by the name of Justice Scapes. He is, I don't know, you might be able to see a picture of him. Can you see that picture?
Yeah, so you're kind of like a Friar Tuck type monk.
Yeah, Friar Tuck, but a little bit more foul-mouthed. And he's kind of a travelling justice, say, but kind of a monk as well. He's fallen a bit on hard times and has been basically collecting taxes for the new lord in Neverwinter for the last few months, and kind of got to know a few of the people in the city, and is looking for an escape, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. Sounds good.
That's about it.
Lisa, how you doing?
Hi. Good.
Good. Tell us about Millicent.
Young Emma Thompson is my answer.
Cool. How Emma Thompson? Hermione? No. Emma Thompson. Shit, I know that one.
I've stumped you now.
No, I'm trying to think of it. The only film I can think of that she's been in was the one with Will Ferrell, Stranger Than Fiction. But she's in so much stuff. I love Emma Thompson. She's in
Nanny McPhee.
Yeah, Nanny McPhee. Yeah, she's brilliant. My wife loves her. She would kill me if she was here. So I can't put a face. Yeah, she's brilliant. Yeah, good choice. So a young Emma Thompson. Okay.
Yeah. So Millicent is quite posh, or maybe it's Airs and Graces. Who knows? She is a bard. She's half elven, and for the most part, she's a bit of a wild child. Wanted to be a socialite, but life didn't kind of really work out for her that way. So she ended up trying to help out, join the military, get work, helping people, getting some stories, trying to write some songs. And this is just the path that it's led her down. I imagine that she had been handy in some sort of skirmish for someone, and perhaps Burr heard about that at some point. But she's pretty much up for anything.
Cool. James, you didn't give me an actor for Scapes.
Well, who's the guy who played Hannibal Lecter in the first
Anthony Hopkins.
film?
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, let's go with Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of like that, but Anthony Hopkins.
Cool. Gavin.
More bulky.
I'm still pondering this one.
It's okay. I'll put you on the spot, and you're new. Have a think about it. I quite like. I mean, there's no reason. Like I said, I quite like the idea of Val Kilmer. But whatever. All right. Okay. So you've been contacted by Gundren Rockseeker. And he's given you this job, and you've put a little team together. How you guys know each other is not so important right now. You can have a think about it again. We kind of talked about it before, about maybe you've all come from some kind of military background, so maybe you've just done odd jobs together, maybe you're friends, maybe just drinking buddies. But it's important that you know each other, that you're friends, because it's going to just move everything forward rather than us having to pretend like we don't know each other. So you're set to leave in the morning on this kind of cart wagon load of mining equipment, and you've be basically set to meet Gundren just on the outskirts, in a little tavern on the outskirts of Neverwinter. So you're meeting up there the night before for dinner and drink stuff, so that you can leave the following day. When you arrive there, think traditional kind of tavern. Think of like the Lord of the Rings, like the kind of tavern when they go to Bree and they're all dancing, but just before Frodo falls off and slips the ring up on his finger, the dirty bugger. And think that there's people sharing drinks. It's quite busy. It's jovial. People are having fun. There's no sign of Gundren though. You get yourselves a drink. You ask at the bar whether Gundren is available. The barkeep and bar lady, bar wench, unfortunately he's not here yet, but you are expected, and there's a back room that you can go and wait in. So you go in there, you have a couple of drinks. After a little while, eventually Gundren turns up, and there's him and another guy called, he introduces you might know the face around a little bit, called Hagar. Friends, it's good to see you. Good to see you. I just thought that tonight we'll go through just to finalise plans. Are you all set? You've got your bags packed. You're ready for the job tomorrow?
I've got everything I need except our upfront payment.
No, payment. Unfortunately, funds aren't on me. I don't carry that kind of money around me. But funds will be received on payment once you've arrived. One of my partners, Barthin, will have the money for us when we arrive. He's ended partnership with us in supplying all of our mining equipment. So I've come here to source all of that, and the team, when we get down there, he'll be kind of giving us the payment for that. It's just Hagar. So he explains everything to you that I've already explained to you previously, basically about the job. There's this mine, we're going to open it up. We're going to make some money. It's going to be great. It's going to bring wealth to the area. The Lord's Alliance, he tells you about how he's been speaking with the Lord's Alliance and a man called Sildar, who's going to accompany them as well, from the Lord's Alliance, and basically how he's secured the rights from Lord Neverember him as well. So it's all official and above board. From that, again, time passes. You have some drinks. I'm not really one for a brand new session to just go straight into hardcore role playing, because again, it's sort of kind of get the game moving a little bit. But after a while, the door opens and in walks it's an older gentleman, probably in his mid-40s, but you can tell that he's had a rough time of it. He's a knight. He looks like a knight, kind of traditional. I would say I would envision the guy from Game of Thrones, whose name escapes me, but he's the guy who follows the blonde dragon bird and he ends up getting that disease which starts turning him into stone. Do you know the guy?
He's annoying.
Yeah, he's a bit, but he's kind of cool. Yeah, he is a bit. He rushes in and he looks concerned, worried, and
all the time.
Yeah, he pulls. Yeah, he does. Yeah, as well. I kind of picked him. He pulls Gundren aside, and there's some whispering going on. To which point, you notice that what he does is Gundren's looking quite concerned as well. He pulls out a dagger, and he cuts his hand, and then he shows him, and then he gives Gundren the knife. And Gundren does it as well and cuts himself. And Gundren turns around to you and says, "We've got some sound. It appears we're not the only ones interested in the mine. It is above board. I've got the legal rights, but some brigands apparently are infiltrating us. There may be some doppelgangers in our midst. I need you all to just show me now. And he gives you the knife to Burr, to Gavin, and asks you, prove you are my cousin.
Right. Okay. And what will this prove if I cut myself?
If your blood runs red, then you are who you say you are. If it runs blue, then I know you're an imposter.
Luke, is it worth me using my divine sense, by the way?
What does your divine sense do?
Well, as an action, you can detect good and evil.
Mhm.
Until the end of your turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 foot that is not behind total cover.
Good and evil, and what was the rest of it?
Sorry. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 foot that is not behind cover. You can use this feature 3 times for long rest.
I mean, that's up to you. You can certainly use it. So it would, if you use it, it will detect any evil, any undead, any fiend.
Yeah, I'd like to use it.
Okay.
Do 3 for long rest. So.
That's fine. You do it, and you don't pick up any undead, any evil, or any fiends. Was there anything else in that list of description?
No, Hallow spell, but yeah,
no,
like all Hallow spell, but yeah, that's it.
Okay,
got to check my back senses, didn't I? So.
Yep, absolutely. Burr, what do you do with the knife? Do you cut yourself?
Yeah, I'm just gonna cut myself.
Yeah. You draw the blade across your palm, and unless you've decided to trick me, your blood will run red. And he says, "Good. I knew I could trust you, cousin. I knew it wasn't true what they said about you." And then he gives he gives the knife.
Who's saying what now?
Burr's
a good mate. I've known him a long time.
But that's the thing with doppelgangers is they look just like your friends. They take over your family, and then before you know it, they'll slit your throat in your sleep. Scapes, it's your turn.
Yeah. All right. Can I take a knife off my belt and cut my hand then?
Yes, if you wish.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You do that, and your blood runs red. Millicent.
I look at the other two and kind of in my head, I'm like, this is whack, this is crazy. But I'll just do a little pinprick on my finger, go, ow, and then like, I'm not gonna like.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm a little wussy girl.
Okay.
There you go.
And you squeeze out the tiniest little drop of blood, like you've just pricked your finger on a spinning wheel. But there it is, red. They turn at that. Everybody, roll me a perception. Now, I meant to say beforehand, if you want to use real dice, I'm happy for you to use real dice. If you want to use the inbuilt dice in Roll20, then you can. I don't mind. I've got all my dice out.
Use inbuilt dice.
That's fine.
So a D20, sir. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it a D20? Yeah.
D20 plus whatever your perception modifier is on your character sheet.
Perception modifier.
Oh.
Plus 1.
3. So a 5, a 5, and a 3 plus 2 for 5.
I've got a plus. I've got 6 altogether.
Okay.
Where's my?
So on your character sheet on the left.
Looking for again.
Yeah. So on the left-hand side, you've got your attributes, so your abilities, strength, dexterity, etc. And then just sort of next to that, to the right, there's then your skills. And there's a long list. It's alphabetical. So as you go down there, you should see perception.
Deception, yeah.
Perception.
Perception. Sorry. Oh yeah, plus 3. So
plus 3. 8 is so you still get the highest, but no. Unfortunately, none of you do notice anything untoward. Gundren turns round to offer the knife to the other person in the room, whose name I said was Hagar. who at that point lunges forward, pushes Gundren back into Sildar, and runs out of the room. What do you do?
Who's closest to him? Can we catch him?
No, because this is like a cutscene. You can chase after him.
That is the best excuse I've ever heard.
I'd like to enter the cutscene then, I think.
Sildar shouts, get him. He knows too much. Do you chase? Do you take chase?
Can we throw something at him?
Yeah, I definitely want to take. I want to chase.
You gotta chase.
But can Bird chuck something at him as well? I mean,
Yes. Go for it.
So we can launch like a chair at him or something like that.
Yeah, go for it. Improvised weapon. Roll a d20 and add your strength onto it. Oh, nice.
And strength is -1. Oh, that's saving throws. Is that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Where's
So
my
next to your saving
9.
throws. Yeah.
9.
9, and then in the box next to it should have either a plus. So 9 would be a
It's got a -1.
-1, so 15. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. Bubbles from me. Southern Comfort and Coke are getting to me. Just swallow them down. Yeah. So you throw this chair, and it clips him on the arm. Roll a d4.
D4.
And then it'd be -1 for your strength modifier. So that'd be 2 points of damage. So you hit him in the back, but it's not a very good hit. You get him just as he's kind of leaving, like you kind of, as he swings the door open and he's out for it, you kind of, the chair hits him on the hand, but he's gone. But he has taken 2 points of damage. Do you take chase?
hell yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what I want to do, just to warm us all up, okay, is so one of the concepts of doing this show was for beginners, so any beginners out there who might want to watch it as well. What I'm going to do here, though, is something that's not actually 5th edition. It's something I picked up from a podcast I listened to, and it's an old 4th edition mechanic called a skill challenge. So the basic concept of this is we're gonna do a chase. You're going to chase this guy down through the bar and wherever that will take us. We're going to go into initiative just like we would in a combat, but instead of making attack throws or casting spells or using spell slots, you're going to use a skill. So you need to decide that you want to do something. So you're going to push the narrative forward. What you'll do is, for example, you'll say, nice and easy, you could go, all right, I'm going to, rather than push my way through the crowd, I'm going to run and jump over the tables. So then you'll make like an athletics check. You'll need to beat a certain DC, and then that will drive the story forward a little bit. What I need you to do, we're going to keep it simple, is to get 5, as a group, 5 successes, so passing the DC, before you achieve 3 failures. You can't do the same thing twice, and you can't do the same thing that somebody else has already done. So you can't just go, well, my highest ability is athletics, so I'm just going to keep on doing that over and over and over again. You need to do it different every time. So let's roll initiative for you guys. So just like a normal combat, roll a d20 plus your initiative.
Mine is -1, by the way.
That's fine.
16. Oh,
nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be Burn first, followed by Millicent.
Oh, natural 20.
So you mean to go on? That's 2 good rolls in a row now. And then bringing up the rear will be Scapes. Okay, so what's happened has already happened. All right, so he's run out the door. Gundren was pushed back into Sildar. They're both on the floor. Gundren, as you would know, Gavin, he's not a fighter. He's not an adventurer. He's a pencil pusher at best. So it's really taken the wind out of him, and he was pushed back into Sildar, and they were a heap on the floor, and Sildar's just shouted, "Get him." So you've thrown the chair at him, and but he's still got out back into the bar. What do you do?
So he's in the bar. He's out of the bar.
Yeah, so he's ran out into the bar. So you're in like a back room, like a
Yeah,
little
right,
side room,
yeah.
and so you would need to go and see him. So if you run out into the bar, as we talked about already, so it's a packed bar. There's people everywhere. There's barely a clear table. There's waitresses carrying like jugs of grog around. There's small, I say small children, but there are children who kind of, it's a family business collecting empty cups and plates and stuff like that. It's a busy bar. There's somewhere in the corners people throwing like axes, little hatchets at a wall, like darts and things like that. People singing and dancing. There's a bard in the corner playing some pipes and doing a little jig, and people were cheering and stuff. So what are you going to do? He is on the other side of the bar, about to leave, about to run out.
If I'm making chase, and can I shout to stop him?
Yeah, so you could do like a persuasion or an intimidation check. So you can roll a d20, pick one of those skills, roll a d20.
Yeah, so if I do persuasion.
Yeah.
So d20. And I've got a +5 for persuasion.
Nice. So that would be a success. So that's one success. What do you shout at him?
So if I shout out, stop him, he's getting away, rapist.
So you're okay. It's a bit on point to what we were talking about this afternoon, Lise. All right. So you're kind of trying to persuade people in the bar to grab him.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you shout that, someone's just coming into the door, and they hear that, and they see that, and they kind of get in his way, and they do slow him down, but he manages to pass through. That does count as a success, though. So people have tried to get in his way, and other people have shouted as well, stop him, rapist! Brilliant, one success. Millicent, you're still in the back room, but you've heard him shout, rapist!
Are there any other exits in this room?
Yeah, by all means, of course there is. It's a theatre of the mind. This room can look like whatever you want it to look like. So yeah, let's say that there is.
I'm looking for another exit rather than going through the busy bar.
Go for a window. I mean, not like you could either jump through it like SWAT team, or we can say that it's already open and you just got to hop out of it if you want to make like an athletics check to do that.
I'll do that. Okay. With my blade. +2, that's not bad. Come on.
Just a success. So explain to me how you do it. Is the window open or closed? What do you do?
Just really ungracefully, because I'm not actually that good. So like hop up, decide on an elbow or a leg, and actually go arse first out the window.
Arse first out the window, but as you land, luckily you kind of manage to do some kind of backwards tumble and roll up onto your feet, and you're a little bit. You're like, all right, and then you run down the alley round the building. Escapes. You're up, sir.
Right, is there a back door?
Not in this room, no. We decided there's a window. If there was a door, I'm sure Millicent would have taken the door.
Well, I just kind of feel I was going to try and go out the window myself. I'm probably a bit fat, so maybe I will run. I will run after. I don't really know what else to do. Yeah,
so you're just going to pelt it through the bar? Are you going to try and strength your way through? Or, I don't know what else. Or just blew down the mic. That was not a nice sound.
Just intimidate my way through. Get out of my way.
So you're going to go for the intimidation to try and get people out of your way. Roll it.
Oh, so there. It's no time to be nice. Well, it's +4.
13 in total, yeah? Well, I set the DC at 12. I thought it would be a nice easy one for you to get going. So that is another success.
Yay! Thank you, God. 2
away. So yeah, so you kind of, you're a paladin. You kind of, kind of like a knight, and you're gonna get out of my way.
Move aside, commoner.
You're kind of shoving.
Don't say commoner. Probably not a good idea in there.
No, probably not. And you kind of, people are kind of so half the bar are like trying to stop this other guy, but then the other half are like, oh crap, get out of his way. So we've done all of that. We've managed to get outside. At the ends of the alley, as you're coming round Millicent, you see this man, what the fuck I told you his name was, Hagar, run past. Burr and Scapes, you kind of bolt out the front door after him, and he's he is about 30 or 40 feet in front of you, but he's running up the road now. It's mid-evening, so probably a little bit earlier than it actually is in real time. So it's probably sort of 8ish. It's dusk. There are still some people milling around, shutting up shops and things like that. There's like people on the side of the inn where they bring like carts and stuff in. So there's some stagehands unloading wagons and stuff like that. But it's up to you. So what are you going to do to try and chase after him?
Right. So I can't use my persuasion again.
No.
So he's sorry. Where is he at the moment?
So he's probably about 40 or 50 feet up the road, running away from you.
Right. Okay. So I'm just gonna have to try and keep up. And can I try throwing something at him again?
Yeah, sure, because that was like before combat before, so you can do that. You can there's lots of things around you that you could pick up and throw at him. Yeah, absolutely. People drinking outside, so you can pick up a mug or I don't know, like something off the back of the wagon, a barrel, a rake, or a broom, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking of throwing a brick at him.
A brick or something. So you find like a big old stone on the floor, you pick it up, throw him. So that's fine. And what I'll allow you to do is to make what's the strength based on athletics? Yeah, athletics check.
Okay, and that's a D20, yeah?
Yeah, D20 plus your modifier. 12's your number to beat.
19.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're one away. So you throw this kind of bricky rock stone at him, and it kind of does. This time it does get him in the back of the head, and he does stumble down to the ground for a little bit, and he's kind of scrabbling on the floor, and he turns back and sees you, and he kind of gets up and goes to run down another alleyway. But well done, you've definitely slowed him down. Millicent, you're in like a alleyway coming out by the pub in a T-junction. You've just seen him run down, and basically seen everything that I've just said.
You said there was other people around?
Yeah, if you want there to be.
So I'm going to try and plead with the people around to hold that man, and I'm going to be all damsel in distressy. I'm like, oh no, we need to stop that man.
Rapist. So what kind of check are you going to do?
A performance check.
A performance check.
Can you rile up the crowd that much?
Okay.
Yeah. This is not going to go well.
I'll allow it, but I think what you're trying to do is very similar to a persuasion check, but trying to use a different stat. So because
you are correct, Luke.
Yeah. So because we've already had a persuasion and we've already had an intimidation, which either of those skills would probably be more suitable than a performance check. I'll allow it, but with disadvantage because
you are the supreme leader.
It's for shits and giggles.
This is how this works.
I don't want you to win quite so easily.
So there's one. Oh no. Oh shit. The other one's a natural 20. Watch. Oh yeah, great.
Oh, either way, it would have been a fail anyway. Okay, so
I have +3.
yeah, still a fail. All right, so you try and do some piece of dramatic, but you know what? You're a bard, but drama's not your strong point. You're more of a musician, and so you're kind of like GCSE level, like, oh, get that man! He stole my handbag! Stop him! And everyone's just like, but isn't he a rapist? What? And nobody is really paying much attention. That is one failure. Scapes, you're up.
Right. Well, can I just charge?
You can just charge. You can. You absolutely can. It's a different thing. But what stat would you get to use for it? Because we've
Well,
had athletics and we've had
use
acrobatics.
right. Thing is, I was going to use athletics.
So
Religion.
because yeah, religious run. So again, like I will allow it, but with disadvantage because it's already been done. We want you to think a little bit outside the box. What other skills do you have? Animal.
Yeah. Okay.
You could.
Are there any dogs near him?
Why not? Yeah. If you want there to be.
There's a dog. Yeah. I want to call the dog so it trips him up.
Do it.
It's terrible. I've only got a +1. I don't know what it's fun.
You've only got to roll an 11.
Oh.
Okay, so this one will be the decider as to whether it's a pass or a fail. So you're chasing after him. He's gone down another alleyway and he's weaving in and out of the streets. And you've chased after him a bit, and you're all kind of shouting and trying to whistle dogs. You can see him; he is getting away, but you're now in an alleyway again, just round the corner, back of shops. So again, there are. Sorry, my cat's just decided to. Thank you. Yeah, so now you're in the back of an alleyway. So there is boxes around. There is rubbish and garbage around, and the way's a little bit blocked. So you could do things like, you don't always have to be trying to do something to him. By the way, I should have said this earlier on. It could just be something like, again, we've done athletics and we've done acrobatics, but it could be something like, well, I'm going to run and I'm going to vault over this stuff, or a little bit like what James has done, like you could try and whistle dogs and things like that. There's lots of different type of things that you could do. You could do like, which way has he gone? Has he gone left? Is he right? Can I roll perception? Or what other examples could there be with the skills? You could do like a history check to see if you know a shortcut through that might cut him off. Because that would be the best one for like maps and stuff. There's not really in 4th edition. There used to be a skill called Streetwise. Doesn't exist any longer. So just some ideas. Gavin, Burr, what are you gonna do?
So he's down this alleyway. And he's how many feet away now?
Yeah, he is still quite some. You did manage to catch up a little bit with him based on your success when you threw a rock in his head, but the 2 failures have happened before he's managed to kind of get up and scrabble on a little bit. So he's, we're not at a point at the moment where you would be able to attack him if that's what you're thinking. So, like I said, just
can he hear us if we're shouting?
Yes, he would hear you, but we have already had several kind of like talking type skills done.
Right. Okay. So, and we've already thrown stuff at him. Just trying to think.
Things like stealth. You could try and sneak round to try and get around him. You could percept which way he went. You could. I haven't got. I should know.
So the ones that I've got are the ones that are coloured in black. Yeah.
You can do anything. So the ones that are coloured in black are the ones that you are better at, trained in, or proficient with, is the term. But you can use any skill you like.
Okay. Right. Jeez. So, are there any horses nearby?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I spot the nearest horse to me, and I vault onto the horse and chase him down.
Excellent. I will
on
allow
the
it.
horse.
I'll allow it. We just had animal handling, if that's the skill you're looking at. So what I'll do instead of animal handling,
Right.
because one of the first checks we did was acrobatics. That was when Millicent jumped out the window.
Yes.
I'll allow you to do acrobatics for the vault onto the horse instead of the animal handling.
Instead of the animal handling,
Yeah. So it's whether you can jump on the horse without falling over or not.
Right. Okay. Here we go then. 9 plus 3.
Spot on the head.
Yeah.
You've done it. There we go. So you do that. You jump up and you kind of like in the movies. You run up a barrel, and step off of somebody's head, and you kind of pull onto this horse, and you're like, yeah, and you chase him down. We're going to move on now. So you basically, guys, you manage to track him down. You chase him down, and you're galloping on a horse, and you find him in a dead end of thingy-majiggy. So here we go. Going to move that over to there now. And I need to just delete this one because he doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, which one is I?
Right, so you should hopefully be able to move your pieces. And while you just experiment with that, I am going to change the scene.
Seems to be able to move everyone's pieces. So
yeah, I think you probably can move all of them. So just be careful. You're only moving your one. And
I don't know which one mine is.
so yours would be the one that looks like a knight. It should be the one on the top left.
Top left. Oh yeah, he has a shield.
Has a shield.
Good man.
Okay, so put yourself sort of back in a corner. That's fine. So yeah, you've kind of ran up this call up here on your horse, and as you've got close to him, he's kind of jumped backwards and fallen over into those boxes and stuff, and you've jumped off the horse. So let's kind of put you more like that, and then these guys have run up the alleyway behind you and found you. So here we go, and we will now do a quick little combat. I just need to zoom out a little bit because how's that? Okay, hopefully that looks a little bit better. I don't know. I haven't set up sound effects and stuff. I did think about it, but with us all being in lockdown and with the kids being off and Tasha being off and I'm working from home, like I haven't had much time to. When we first started doing this, I had a lot more time. I did some prep and stuff, but the past week or so, it's just the kids are constantly around, and Tasha's was on nights last week, and again tonight, and it's kind of a case of I've been having to rally the kids around the house, and it's been a bit rude if I sat on my laptop doing D&D prep. Right, so here we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into combat. Dum 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 dum. The screen's going to go all pixelated as it zooms in, and it's like bum 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 bum. Final Fantasy. Has anyone played the Final Fantasy VII remake? Came out the other day.
No,
never played.
I believe our one viewer is playing it right now.
Is he indeed?
He sent me a picture of us on his iPad and him playing Final Fantasy.
Oh, so this is so that he can pretend that he's watching, supporting
Yeah,
us.
he's not watching.
Well, it's actually he's not watching. That's fair enough. Yeah, I kind of forgot it was coming out with the lockdown and everything, because I would have had it on pre-order, but I completely forgot about it. And then it came out, and I was like, "Fuck, it's out!" And I had to look. Amazon is just not delivering at all and out of stock.
Yeah.
So I was
if it's any encouragement, he's absolutely loving it.
Yeah,
it's the best game he's probably ever played. So
I played the demo and it was pretty good. But yeah, I had to look on the PS Store to see if I could download it. It was 60 quid for a digital download. I was like, "Fuck off." I'm not.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm going to wait a little bit and get it later in the year, I think, because I kind
It'll
of
be
present.
worth the wait.
But yeah, cool. Let's go initiative again. Proper initiative for a
We're doing. Oh yeah, we're on
combat.
Insta, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh, he just texted me. Yeah, he's still watching and still playing Final Fantasy.
Cool. Yes.
Mine's -1.
Oh, actually,
yeah.
I think we do have another viewer. Yeah, actually, I just checked my TV. Lucaroo22, he's a guy that I play other D&D with. There we go. So he was giving advice for the. I don't know. You guys haven't got this. One of my friends who I played D&D with, Luke, he just said hi. He was giving advice for the skill challenge. He says, see a mystical trinket in the fireplace and make an Arcana check to see if it's sentient and fancies rolling across the floor to trip him up.
That's dope. Should have done that.
Oh well, thanks.
I'm very linear with my clothes at the moment.
That's all right.
Chuck a chair at him.
Chuck shit.
Hey, look, it worked.
It did.
Got us here.
Yeah,
did.
it worked.
Yeah.
So, initiative, is that yours on the screen? What have we got going on?
Yeah, 14 for
Millicent
me.
escapes, then Bert.
Okay, so we've got 14, 13, Ember. Okay, so we have basically that. Cool. Unfortunately, the old Hagar rolled a little bit higher than you guys. He gets up, starts walking towards you, and then let's have a look. So he stood up. That's going to be half his movement. So we're going to go 5, 10. Oh, I don't think he can actually get near you. Well, that's interesting. His movement is 30 foot. I'm guessing his range is just normal. Yes. Okay. Right, so he's going to get to go first. He's going to try and see if he can... 10, 15. He can't get very far. So he'll double move. He's got up and stumbled, and he's getting up and he's trying to walk around. He's like, guys, why is this? He's mad. I don't understand. He was going to kill me. Please. And that's all he's got. Brr. Your orders were to stop him. What are you going to do?
Why up first? Yeah.
No, sorry, Millicent was up first, wasn't she? Sorry.
Yeah.
Millicent.
Wasn't paying attention. Okay. Gotta get nearer to so I can see him. So is it eye line? 6. I'm gonna shoot him with my crossbow.
Do it.
Yeah.
Roll a d20 plus your to hit modifier. You know what you're doing. It's just for those couple of noobs out there who might not.
Don't say that on the internet. That will imply that I know what I'm doing.
Luke, is he bleeding yet? By the way.
No.
Instead of rocking his head.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but like he's a tough boy.
Okay.
That's a point, actually, wasn't it? You did some damage.
Got a thick skull.
So let's just minus that on there. Okay. Did you roll a 10?
I did.
That's shit.
Yeah.
That's a miss. Come on, you got to do better than that. He's a tough boy.
I will.
You've got anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to bonus action inspire Burr.
Burr. So the bardic inspiration. So it's a D. We did this before.
1d6.
Yeah. So it's you can choose to add a D6 onto a D20 roll if you want to.
Okay.
Burr, she whispers, does a little MC kind of.
Just some hype man stuff in his ear, like, yeah, you got this.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Spits a quick 6-second bar into your ear.
Spits and bars.
We've got just 6 seconds to go.
That was all my movement.
Was that okay?
So
that's fine.
That's it, yeah.
Cool.
That's me.
Scopes, you're up next, boy. He's a bit
Right,
far from you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to need to spend a lot of time getting closer to him.
Yeah, so do a double movement. You can go.
Yeah. How far can I go on that?
I think your movement's probably 30 feet. So if you're doing the double
It
movement, you
is.
can do 60, which should get you to him.
Right, what's the what's the button for measurement?
Okay, so on your toolbar, you should see it because I'm doing it for you now. But
Oh yeah,
you can kind of go
it's got to be a course
like
then.
that. So there you go. So you can get right up to him. You won't be able to
Yeah.
attack him, but it will mean that you'll get an attack of opportunity against him if he does go for it.
Right, is it possible for me to get the other side?
Yes. Yeah, you've got. If that's 40 foot, then you've still got another 20 foot. So yeah, you can get right round him
Yeah.
if you want to. Yeah.
I'd like to, yeah.
Go
Cut
for
off
it.
the path.
Do it.
There you go.
Token look crazy.
Okay.
All right, so you get right round him. That's fine. I'll allow it. Cutting off his escape. If he tries to move out of your reach, you'll get an attack of opportunity against him as a reaction. Burr.
Right. Can I get to him?
So can you get to him? If you
My
each
movement
of those squares is 5 foot. So 5, 10, 15, 20. You can indeed get right up next to him. You can flank
one
him, get
move.
behind him in one move, and hit him with your sword or rapier, whatever you got.
Yeah, I will use my rapier. Yeah.
Okay, so I will give you advantage on the attack roll because you're flanking him. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
you roll,
D20.
yeah. So roll 2 d20s, take the higher result plus your attack modifier.
Oh,
Natural
That's an
fucking
actual
20. That would do it, boy. Critical hit. So again, in our session 0, we discussed this a little bit the other week. A critical hit normally means that it's an automatic hit. So even if a monster had an armor class of 30, if you roll a natural 20, it's an automatic hit. And then you do extra damage. So that would mean that you would, by the rules, you roll your damage dice twice instead of just the once, and then add on your modifier. So you do extra damage. I don't like that rule because you could roll 2 ones, in which case that critical hit suddenly turns into a piece of shit. So roll your damage dice as normal, which is on your character sheet, and then add on the maximum onto it. So for example, a rapier, I want to say, is a D8 damage dice on your character sheet.
Yeah, 1d8 plus 3.
Okay, so we'll assume that one of those dice is maximum. So you're going to do straight away, you're going to do 8 plus 3, which is 11. And then you can roll the D8 again and add that on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it says rapier plus 5
To
and then
hit.
damage 1d8 plus 3.
Yeah, so if you roll a D8,
Yeah.
add 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you got 7 plus 3 is 10. Then because of the critical hit, you're going to do an extra 8. So you just do a massive slash in the back. Here's the kicker. Because you're a rogue on your character sheet, you'll also see something called sneak attack, which you can do once per turn.
1d6.
So because you hit, you also then get to add that on as well.
He's getting
So
up there.
1d6.
So you just add that on too.
So you roll a d6, yeah?
Yep, roll a d6. 2. So you're going to be doing a whopping 20 points of damage.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, and I could have played my inspired d6 as well, couldn't I?
That would be to hit, but you can save that on. So you
I've
add
got
that.
10 minutes on it, so
Yeah, so basically that means that when you rolled a hit, for example, if you rolled a bit poorly, you could say, I'm going to roll that inspiration dice as well for it.
Cool.
So you can hold on to that. Brilliant, well done. That's you done, and you've just really smashed him. You've done, just as I said earlier on, Dread Pirate Roberts kind of fancy swashbuckling, swish, swish, swish like Zorro into his back, and you've just sliced him up. Well done for your first attack in the game. That's the end of the first round. It is now a new round, and it is his go. I think he is wanting to try and escape, so he is going to attack. I'll tell you what he's going to do. If he gets 2 attacks, he's going to attack both of you because he can. So he yeah, multi-attack. He makes 2 attacks. So first one against escapes is going to be a 15 to hit.
Right, I've got to roll something.
Nope, it's just 15 against your armor class, boy.
Brilliant. 18.
So he misses you, and then he's kind of swing backwards against Burr as well. And roll a 13 to hit against your armor class, Burr. So again, top of your character sheet, there should be like a little shield, and inside that is your armor class.
14.
So he misses you both. Sweet Jesus. Fuck, not so good. Okay. He's going to leave it there. Brilliant. Next, Millicent.
She is gonna try and strike again. I'll move up a little bit just so I can get him in line of sight. He's not in cover because of my allies. That's how that works, is it?
So it would do. It depends on the angle, but I'd be happy with that. Maybe if you move 1 square up, that will definitely take care of it.
Yeah,
I'll
cool.
be happy with that.
Right, another bolt. Hopefully better this time.
Nice. That would do it.
Hey.
That
Yay.
would do it. Damage.
So that would be 1d8 plus 2.
Oh,
Nice. That was a good
nice.
roll.
9 points. Well done. Amazing.
That is my turn.
Okay, and you're good. No more bonus actions.
I'm just going to leave it for now.
Okay, cool. Scopes.
Can I tackle him to the ground
You're
while
doing
shouting, "We want him alive"?
absolutely. So you've got 2 options. You could do an attack, okay, and you can choose with melee attacks to do what's the bloody word? You can choose non-lethal. Thank you. You can choose to do non-lethal damage, or you can try and grapple him if you want to. So if you want to grapple him, it will be a strength check. If you're proficient in athletics, then you can do an athletics check, and that will be versus his roll. Or you can just go for an attack and say, I'm going to do non-lethal and try and knock him unconscious.
Yeah, knocking unconscious, because I feel these 2 have been a little bit heavy-handed on him, really. Because we don't want to talk to him, but like, you know, yeah.
There's always got to be one voice of reason in every party.
Can I headbutt him, please? Non-lethal false.
I mean, yes, you can do an unarmed attack if you want to, but you can just what weapon do you have, like a sword or something?
Yeah, I've got a sword. I could use the hilt.
Yeah, basically you use like the flat edge of the sword. I mean, by all means, do what you want. You can headbutt him if you want, but you'll do less damage. But you can just hit him with your sword and do non-lethal.
Make sure I knock him out. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hit him with the sword.
Cool, go for it. So D20 to hit.
Sorry. 12 plus anything, is it?
Plus your to hit modifier, which is on your sheet.
Sorry, I'm not prepared right now.
Nor am I. Don't worry about
it. Plus 5.
Yeah, that will hit. So, are you using your sword and using a sword and a shield?
No, I'm just using a long sword.
So that's a versatile weapon. So you
can use martial versatile, yes.
Yes. So if you're using it 2-handed, I think you do a D10 for damage.
Oh, it says underneath reach and then D10.
Yeah. So basically, with a versatile weapon, it's got 2 different damage ratings. So it will have a lower dice, like a smaller dice, if you're using it 1-handed, or you can then use it 2-handed and do more damage. But be careful what you decide, because if you're using it 2-handed, that means that you're not using your shield, which means that your AC will be 2 points lower. So you need to bear that in mind.
Right. Well, I don't think I'm using a shield anyway. So
From what I remember on your sheet, it is factored into your AC. because that was why originally you wanted to use a halberd, and I said to you, well, that's a two-handed weapon, and you've got a shield.
Oh, right. Oh, okay then. All right, no, yeah. So I just want to use it one hand.
No, he's not
I
happy
think
with
it's
that.
gonna
He's
be
just gone.
All right, cool. So it'll be a D8 then plus your
I want
modifier.
to kill him. D8, right. There's Berg on. The modifier is +3.
Brilliant. 7 points of non-lethal damage. That's fantastic. Cool. He is not looking healthy. He's really dazed by that. Really,
As a
really.
bonus action, can I say don't kill him?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can. Speech is like a free action. Yeah.
Yeah, don't kill him, folks. Might be worth talking to him.
Ah, Burr. You're up.
Okay. So I have a. If we're going to try and knock him out and tie him up, then I have a weapon proficiency of a light hammer.
Okay. You want to use your hammer to knock him out?
Use the light hammer to try and knock him out.
You can do that. It's not on. The hammer's not statted on your sheet, so I don't know how much damage it would do. Probably around a D4.
A hammer
But
can do a lot of damage.
you can. I'm more than happy to allow that. If you roll to hit as normal, and then on your character sheet, it'll be just use your normal to hit modifier, which I think you said previously was +5. That'd be fine. I'm just gonna see if I can bring up my player's handbook.
So a normal D20 +5.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't actually have a hammer
I'll
on my
allow it.
sheet.
Okay. I'll allow it. You've probably got in your equipment. Have you got like a crowbar?
Yeah, I think no, I don't. There's a crowbar listed somewhere here, but yeah, no.
No. So you don't have one.
No, I've got dagger, rapier, short bow. That's my attacks and spellcasting. Treasure, arrow times 20, backpack, ball bearings, bell, candle, crowbar, hammer. Yeah,
Crowbar.
Hammer.
And a hammer.
And
There we go. There we go. Smack him on the head with a hammer. It's a D4 damage. I've just had to look in the book.
So I've got to roll D20.
D20. So it would be. I'll work it out for you. Roll a D20.
Yeah,
So that's a 4. You're going to miss, but basically, when you use your rapier, your modifier for that is based on your dexterity, but your hammer will be based on your strength. So it would be it would be your roll plus your strength modifier, which I think you said earlier was -1, plus your proficiency, which is 2. So you're going to get a total of 5. So it's a miss. Even if you'd use your rapier, it would have been a miss. What have you rolled? A 5.
I haven't moved. Did you just get one attack?
So
Just gonna go to the toilet.
you can use a second weapon. So your character is built around using 2 weapons. So you would use a sword in one hand and a dagger in another hand. So you could, in the future, we'll discuss that a bit more.
But I could use the hilt of my sword then.
Yeah, you'd want if you wanted to. Yeah, go on, do it.
Yeah. 7.
So that'd be plus your 5, which is 12. Do you want to cash in that Bardic Inspiration D6 dice?
I could do that, yes.
Add that on.
So plus D6. 3.
Lovely. So it was 7 plus 5 plus 3. So what's that? 15?
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Cool. Roll for damage on your. So again, just roll your normal damage die, but I'm assuming that it'd be non-lethal. But you just roll your normal damage. So D8 plus whatever your modifier is. That was quick, James. Blimey.
Yeah, I know. It's only a small wee. Very small.
A small willy.
No, a small wee.
Oh, right, small wee.
Yeah.
So sorry, what was my? I've just rolled a 1.
So it's Yeah, a 1 plus your damage modifier on your sheet.
Which is where again? Sorry.
So in the middle of your sheet where it lists your weapon, you've used your rapier. So you
Yeah.
scan
Plus
to
5. 1d8 plus 3.
plus 3, so 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
Boom. That you smack him on the back of the head, and the lights go out, and he just falls over to his side. Peek behind the curtain for the couple of people watching at home. There is actually a couple by the looks in the chat. I think I see 3 different names, which is cool. They'll be able to see. I don't think you guys can, but I did put a health bar on this guy on the map, and because he's is a much more challenging creature than 3 level 1 characters are supposed to be able to. That's designed for 3 level 1 characters. So I did half his hit points to less than that. I brought him down to 20 HP. But when you fucked him up with that first attack, I was like, fuck, I better give him some more hit points. So if anyone watching at home wondering why it is that he's only got 20 hit points and you've done a total of 40, that's why. But he lights out, he goes down out of combat, and he's unconscious on the floor, but not dying because it was non-lethal damage. Well done.
I've got some rope. I think we should tie him up.
I have a set of manacles. Don't ask why, but I do.
Yeah. Use whatever floats your boat.
I don't mind.
Whatever you do behind closed doors, that's fine.
Oh, no. The manacles are good. Maybe I should just use an investigation, just search him down.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Okay, so what happened was when you knock him unconscious, he was like a humanoid before, like a human-looking type person. But his appearance changes. You can probably see his icon on the map doesn't look like a human. I'm going to see if I've got some artwork for you. Which I think I do. Let's have a look. Does this work? Nope, that didn't work. Roll20 is complicated. I'm going to put it on the map for you. What layer am I on? Objects and tokens, that's fine. He turns into this kind of, and you suddenly realise as well that because you were not close enough before, really, and you were in combat, but the blood that came off him when he was shot with the crossbow bow and stuff is blue, like Gundren said earlier on, and he turned into this kind of, he looks like Play-Doh man on the floor, and he's unconscious.
Do any of us recognise this creature?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay, so that's D20, yeah?
Yes.
+2 is 18.
That'll do it. It's known as a doppelganger. All right, now you're testing me because the stats in the book. Basically, is there a description?
I relay this to them, by the way.
It's a shape changer. Basically, there's no doppelgangers. Here we go. They take on the appearance of other humanoids, throwing off pursuit or luring victims to their doom with misdirection and disguise. They're what did I just say they were? A monstrosity, which basically means they were like at some point in history they were made by weird, insane, evil wizard type people, or from the abyss or something like that. I don't know, but basically, yeah. So yeah, they can take on other people's shapes. So they're not all evil, which is why they didn't ping earlier on. They can be anything. They have more of a neutral kind of thing of whatever kind of suits their own goal. So you'll find some will, they often come from a life of servitude and slavery. So those that break free, they either go one way or the other. They either infiltrate society and try and just take on a normal life, or they go the bad guy route and start doing espionage and assassination work and stuff like that. There you go. What do you do? So you use your manacles. You cuff him.
I will cuff him.
Well, I suggest that we take him back to the inn and talk to the 2 people who are left there, find out what they know of this.
We certainly can do that.
Awesome.
If everyone wants to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy with that? Cool. Right, so what we're going to do, I'll just drop my pencil, that's fine, don't need it, is take a short break, because I think we've been going for just over an hour now, about an hour and 15 minutes, and the little boy room is calling me. So let's take a quick 5-minute break, and everybody turn your mics off, because I think OBS will probably still record whilst we're on break. And I'll see you in 5 minutes.
5, man.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Hello.
Hey.
I couldn't get the theme tune to play. I don't know what's going on. I was all excited and I was just clicking buttons and nothing was happening. So for anybody that is listening, oh hey, your mic's live, someone says on the chat. But there we go. Never mind. Just imagine, those of you at home, that there's this kind of 8-bit folksy music playing.
I'm hearing it. I don't know how,
Yeah,
but I
me
am.
too.
Are
Yeah,
you? You're
Yeah.
hearing it.
I'm not.
I'm not hearing it. Well, okay. Maybe people at home are. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they do.
I haven't got escapes
Can't see Burr though.
on my screen either.
Try reconnecting, guys, in the chat.
Oh, there he is.
Go everyone again.
Yo.
Hello.
Yay.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, welcome back to the Dick and Dick Show. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, yeah, someone just said Sunamon74, no music. Yeah, sorry, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm trying to play it through Roll20. It worked when we first came on, but and then it stopped. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll get it fixed for next time. It's funny. Never mind. So yeah, welcome back. So we left off. You've been given a quest by Gundren Rockseeker, the most D&D name, hardcore name ever. And as you kind of met up to do like your pre-evening plan of what's going to be happening the next day, of taking this wagon load of mining equipment, a knight came in, a friend of Gundren's called Sildar Hallwinter, and they had a short little conversation, and it was brought to light that they'd been infiltrated by some doppelgangers. Gundren's mate who was there, who I gave some shitty name that's irrelevant, Hagar, did a runner. You chase him down, you've knocked him unconscious on Hildar's orders. And that's where we left off, basically. So you've handcuffed him, and you said that you were going to bring him back to the tavern for questioning. Was that right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you said it, you agreed, so you do it. The tavern, basically how you left it, everyone's a little bit confused. They're like, oh, that's the rapist. Oh, string him up. Do you want us to get the town guard? People were shouting and stuff like that.
No,
And
he just stole a purse.
stole a purse.
Yeah, something like
Okay. Gundren is a little bit bedrazzled. Him and Sildar, they come and greet you, and they usher you back into that back room from where you started. Okay, sorry, I was looking at the Twitch chat. It says from my friend Luke, not a question as such. Just after our game this week, I stayed up till 6 a.m. drinking rum on a Twitch stream. Okay, cool. well done, Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, all
Doing
right.
it right.
Okay, so you get in this back room, and Sildar tells you to put him down on a chair, and he kind of ties his arms and legs to the chair and gives you your manacles back, so you can keep hold of them, and slaps him around the face. And now comes my least favourite part of GMing, and that is trying to roleplay with myself when there's multiple NPC characters. Fucking hate having conversations with myself. So Sildar wakes him up, smacks him around the face, and Gundren comes up and questions him, and he's like, who are you? And this weird purpley blue grey blob of a Play-Doh man is like, he starts coming through, and he spits out some blood, which is all blue and grey and oozy and disgusting, and it's like your end is coming. You and your brothers, your pay, like that. Basically, do you guys have any input into what's going on?
Silence.
No?
I'm not the kind of intimidating type. I don't think he'd listen to me. I'm gonna nudge Burr. I'm just gonna elbow Burr and be like, get in there.
I think. Not sure what's going on. Just heard Gavin. Oh, James is doing some yoga. There he is.
There we go.
And Gavin's disappeared a little bit. Okay. Let's wait and see if he comes back and wants to have any input in there.
Where is he
I
going?
think we might have lost him. It's all right. We'll give him a couple of seconds just to reset. I'll message him. Okay. He might just be resetting his feed. Oh, he's messaging now. Private chat. Technical difficulties. Do apologise to our 7 viewers. Shouldn't be long. Who have we got watching? Let's talk to the audience for a little bit. He said he's lost us all trying to reconnect. Let's have a look. Let's open up my Twitch app. We've got 11 viewers. Thank you very much. 11 viewers and 4 followers. So people have actually looked to follow us.
Oh, sweet.
They must be mad.
Well, you know. Okay. So of our 4 followers, in fairness, 1 is me, 1 is Gavin. So, all right, 2 followers maybe, but 11 viewers, guys. Thank you. And that person says you're welcome. Who's that? Cinnamon74. No, it means a lot that you've come to watch this first ever show, which is.
Yeah, thank you.
I suppose not much else to do on a Tuesday evening. We'll just wait for Gavin. He's trying to reconnect. His connection server's been interrupted. Anything you do right now? Right.
Oh
no. Just try quitting and rejoining. All right. So you don't have. I mean, you're just going to let Gundren and Sealdar kind of take the lead with it, which is understandable, to be honest. It would make sense for you guys to do. Oh, the Cinnamon 74 says he did his first game the other day as well. Cinnamon, did you stream it, or was it just a private one with friends? Would be my question there. And Lucaroo, my friend Luke, just enjoys the madness. I know he owns them. I own the madness, he says. Streams it using Studio Labs. Cool. Post a link, if you can, to your channel in the chat, and I'll see about giving you a follow. If you can. I mean, this technology stuff is beyond me, so I can't. I wouldn't know how to do that personally. Cool. So we'll give it a couple of seconds for Gavin. I don't want him to miss anything because he's one of the main reasons we're doing this, because he's the completely new guy. So
yeah, he's our Frodo, isn't he?
He's our Frodo.
Yeah.
Just enjoying us. Southern comfort and lemonade.
Stop rubbing it in.
Well,
I'm down to ginger and lemon tea now. It's actually quite nice.
I bet it is.
lush.
Yeah, I bet it is. Especially a bit of whiskey in there. I love ginger.
Yeah, thanks.
Gingers are kind of like a Marmite kind of taste. You either love it or
I'm obsessed with ginger. I love it.
Mm.
Oh, he says, Cinnamon says, thanks. I actually don't have videos yet as I forgot to turn on the archiving feature of Twitch. Well, fuck me. I didn't know that was something that you had to do. So maybe this won't get archived either. Luckily, I'm recording it to my
Yeah, you
hard
can
drive.
re-upload it, but that's funny.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I am anyway. I think I paused it during our break, and I think it's still recording. Yeah, I think it is recording. I did.
Thank you for teaching us, Cinnamon, whoever that is.
I'll have a look. Is that something?
Yeah, it must be a thing because I streamed the other day and didn't get an archive.
I wouldn't even know how to settings. Account preferences, navigation, dashboard, security. Oh, too into boys. Sorry.
Shit.
Deafen the remaining players.
Mm.
Oh, Burr's back.
Oh.
Yes, who's back? Oh no, no copyright.
Hey.
Hey, dude.
There we go, dude. You right?
Well, yeah, I'm just using my phone as a hotspot because
You lose your Wi-Fi, do you reckon?
Hello, sorry.
There he is.
Is he back? Is he good?
Yeah, my internet's being a prick. I've just got to see if I can figure out something. One moment.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We're good. We were doing all right before. It was probably just a blip.
We're all gonna have these
Yeah.
problems eventually, aren't we?
And he says, so Luke says, my friend Luke says, you either love it or you are wrong. Okay, cheers, dude. And
Agreed.
Cinnamon74 says, laugh out loud. Yeah, you have to enable that. ... Lol. A piss poor teacher I would make. Well, we're all learning together. Cool. All right. So yeah, basically, I don't know. I think you were still with us, Gav. They've woken up their doppelganger.
Yes.
Gundren's been like, "Who are you? What why have you infiltrated us?" He was like, "I'm a bad guy, and you're gonna get it." And I just asked you guys to put it out to them whether or not anyone wanted to say or do or interrupt anything at all, or whether you're happy just to let the scene unfold. And then to which point, Lisa Millicent said that she would give you a nudge and see if you want to do anything.
If I wanted to do anything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry?
I don't know if you wanted to be like a menacing presence or something.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking like maybe we could use. I've got intimidation, so intimidate him, give him a bit of a talking to, and see if we can get it out of him.
Absolutely, yeah. So you can do that if you. So how would you threaten him? What would you say? What would you do that would be threatening to him?
So he's a doppelganger. I would say, right, we're going to start taking bits of you off.
Nice.
Starting with your toes, then your ankles, your feet.
Can I smash the ankles?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no worries.
Cool.
You can start there, and then we'll work our way up. And then until there's nothing left of you.
You got your little hammer in your hands, like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So roll me a intimidation check then, and so you'll everything in the game D20, and then on your skills you should have intimidation, and then whatever the modifier is at. 19.
Ooh,
nice.
And so the intimidation is +5.
Oh, nice. 24.
Intimidation. That's weird.
So what I'm going to do is roll like a saving throw against that to see whether or not it works, but I'm fairly certain that it will do. 24. So I'll do a wisdom saving throw against that. Well, he's only got a +1, so there's nothing that I'm going to be able to do to succeed at that roll. So he kind of looks at you, and he instantly recognises as well the rapier hanging from your sheath by your belt and the damage and the cut, and feels the sores in his back, and knows that you're not to be messed with. You also throw a chair at him and a rock at his head, so he knows full well that you're not to be messed with. So it's like, oh, it's the black spider. He wants the mine. He sent me to delay you, snatch the map, and then you is it worth rolling for? Go on, roll me a perception. Everybody can roll me perception.
Same again, D20.
Yep.
It's good, wasn't typing in the box.
And that didn't work.
You have to do a.
Little squiggly.
There you go. 12, 13. Yeah. I'll so I would say you hear a click, like a like a. If only I could. When I was a kid, I used to click my teeth. I can't do it anymore. Like a. Don't know if you can hear that on the mic. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he just smiles at you and starts laughing, and you think he's laughing until suddenly you realise that actually he's convulsing, and then froth starts coming out of his mouth, and he starts choking.
Make haste. Sorry. Yeah. Make haste.
And
Fucking run, everyone. He's turning into go.
And he's like, your brothers are next, and he dies.
Gross.
Told you were into hard.
I'm wrapped with guilt now.
And as he's doing that, Silda grabs him by the face, and he's like trying to, but it's just he knows it's too late. He's trying to dig out of his mouth, like like obviously there was like a tablet or like someone in the Twitch chat's got it. Someone in the Twitch chat's got it. Flack38 says cyanide in fake tooth. Nice. Cheers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and he dies, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay.
Right. Did we find anything in his pockets before?
Right, so nothing useful. A couple of coppers and silver, but no, surprisingly had nothing really on him at all. He had a small purse, and like a short sword which he was using against you guys. But that's about it.
Well, it seems we've got to get to the mine pretty quickly.
Pardon, sorry?
It seems we've got to get to the mine pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. And Gundren looks scared and shocked. He's like, he turns around. And it's like, my Nundro. He's staring at Silda. It's like, Nundro, Tharden. They're already at the mine. I'm supposed to meet them there in a 10 day. Silda, we have to go. And he Silda's like trying to calm him down. I fucking hate role playing with myself. And he thanks you. He thanks God. Thank you for bringing him. That could have been, if you weren't here, I could be dead. My brother's Silda. We must go. We can't wait. And Silda agrees because I'm not role playing with myself. And he says that right, the wagon, you can't. The wagon's not ready. We're still waiting for some stuff to be delivered. We can't wait till the morning, Silda. We must go immediately. And Silda is like, well, it's just the two of us. It's fine. It's dangerous, but under the cover of night, we've fought off this attack. we should make it. Gentlemen, lady, leave in the morning as planned. We'll see you in. I'll leave word at the with Barthen to pay you as normal, and I'll leave a message for you with him with some information. My colleague Iano is already there from the Lord's Alliance. He was already been sent down a few months ago to meet with him. I'll ensure that he looks after you. He's with the Lord's Alliance, but we must get Gundren. We must go with haste. What do you guys want to ask? Any quick questions? Say anything? Do anything before that happens?
Do we want to do that? Do we want to wait, or do we want to leave?
I want to ask them if they think that's wise. Would it not make more sense for them to go with the wagon and us to leave now
That's much better idea.
and clear the way ahead?
We can travel a lot faster
Yeah,
without the
party.
wagon, and
It
can't-
might be dangerous as well. So.
it may be, but and Silda says, I agree, Gundren. If I understand that you're worried about your brothers, but they're right. It could be dangerous to leave at this hour. And Gundren's like, but what if it's already too late? I expect that who knows what would have happened if you hadn't arrived here tonight and seen off this imposter. I can't wait. I'm going with or without you. And Silda.
Well, I'd say it's a Gundren. You're just an accountant, pen pusher. What are you going to do?
And
You're just going to get
Silda
yourself killed.
says, I understand. I am a knight of the Lord's Alliance. I have seen my share of battle. It would be fine. It's a journey that I've done many times just by myself. I agree it is dangerous to leave in the night, but if that's what he wants to do. Your wagon is being brought here from the city proper in the morning. Leave it as soon as it arrives. You'll only be half a day behind us. You might even catch up with us on the road, though it seems unlikely. If we run at full speed, we can get most of it done tonight. But Gundren, it's a 3-day ride. We it still will take a couple of days. And Gundren says, exactly, this is why I can't wait. If we leave it in the morning, that's another 8 hours. And then if we travel with the caravan, that will take longer. We're quicker on our own. That 3-day travel, we can do it in 2. We must go, Sildar.
Well,
We've offered.
Yeah,
Yeah, they seem quite adamant.
bit sneaky if you ask me.
All right.
Have we haven't seen these guys since we ran out of the pub, have we?
Yeah, so in all
Yeah,
fairness,
I
it's only been like 10 minutes. Probably not even
So,
that.
so it's only been 10 minutes. So there's no chance the doppelgangers slipped in and traded places with these guys.
I think we should check.
Check
Yeah.
their hands. Because they cut
Definitely.
before. They'd
Yeah.
still have injuries.
Investigation check.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do you pose that to them? Gundren's like
Show us your
packing his shit up and get ready to go.
show us your hands, then.
And Sildar smiles at you and is like, "You're wiser than you look." And he shows you his hand, and it's still, it's still moist with the blood. I mean, they didn't like slice the hand like you see in the movies, but there's, you can see it's still bleeding. Gundren
He's still got an injury.
is, yeah, exactly that. Gundren is puzzled at first, and then he also says, "We don't have time for this, but look, of course, but you're right. You bring up a valid point. There may be more of these. We need some other way of knowing, because in all fairness, they could, for all I know, they could imitate this injury. We need something else, like a code word or something that that no one outside this room will know. Any ideas?
Okay. Not that.
No.
If we can't even think of a code word.
so much rude stuff is running through my head right now. Okay. The code word is Wanato. It is the reverse of hope now. The mountain.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Looking at the map, I just went, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wanato.
Good one. Code word. Yeah. Okay. One.
I mean, it was almost I love butt stuff or something terrible. So
Well,
you're lucky.
There's a little peek behind the curtain into the
To the
mind of Millicent butt stuff. Are you sure?
no.
Are you sure? Okay. Gundren says, I like your thinking, but I personally, I would have come with something really random and obscure, like I like butt stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
I scold myself internally for not being more confident.
Okay, so Silda says, don't forget, take the caravan to Barthen. He will pay you, and then find Iarno. He'll be set up in the town, in the town master's hall or whatever it's called in olden days. Unfortunately, the GM is not as clever as he needs to be in moments like these.
Meet him at the Starbucks.
Yes. He will have further word of what to do, but be safe, be fast, be wary, and remember the code word butt stuff. I mean, Wanato.
Can I just ask a quick question, DM?
Yes.
So Barto, is that person or a place?
Barthen is
Barthen.
Yes, Barthen. I mentioned him earlier on this evening. Runs like a shop basically that sells adventuring gear and stuff like that, mining equipment and stuff like that. And he has entered a partnership with the Rockseeker brothers to basically fund their expedition for a return of the profits. So you're originally are basically carrying or extra gear that he's ordered in from the city for the mission, basically.
So Barthen's bringing the caravan tomorrow morning.
No, you're bringing the caravan down to him in Phandelver, the town of Phandelver.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right then. What would you like to do for the rest of this evening before you go to bed?
Drink.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. So you have some drinks, and you make merry for a little bit, and you go to bed. You've got a room already paid for at the inn, and then in the morning you get down, and the last of your supplies for your wagon has been delivered and loaded by the hands. And you get you're probably having your breakfast, something in the bar in the morning when a stagehand boy comes in. It's like the wagon's all packed and ready for you. You've got 2 of our finest oxen to pull the cart. Is there
Cut his hand.
anything? Is there anything else that we can do for you before you leave?
No, but I'd like to check the cart just to
Do
make
you have
sure.
any? And do you have any like basic road supplies? You can take a few apples, maybe some bread.
Rations, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure the stage was. I'm sure if you ask for Steve at the bar, he'll be able to provide you a pack lunch.
Actually, turns out I've actually still got some of this Snickers here, so it's fine.
Yeah, in fairness, you should all have rations in your equipment on your.
Yeah, I do.
Your thing is kind of you start with an average of about 10 days.
It says I've got 1 day. How long is this trip?
Pardon?
It says I've got 1 day worth of rations. So
yeah, so it's one. It's you should have 10, and then it'll be like one ration per day.
oh yes, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, mate.
There's a nice little conversation going on in the chat.
Sorry, guys. What happens then? Because my data timed out.
That's all right. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. It was just a bit of small talk. James was asking about getting some rations for the journey, but then he realised that he's got some on the couch. So you should all have rations as part of your basic equipment, I think.
Yeah.
Someone, let's have a look. I'm just going down the chat. So, Cinnamon74, if you have a chance, can you give a brief rundown of what's going on? Thanks. Another viewer, Flack30, then says, lost mine at Phandelver. Okay, cool. Haven't done that one. Me either. I run a pure homebrew. I play homebrew and run prefabs too new to run my own homebrew. They're just having their own private conversation, but it's cool. I'm pleased that there's people in here watching, which is awesome. Yeah, they're basically just having a chat. So, but I still appreciate the fact that they're here. Thank you. Flack30 says, "All right, Gav, Mike here."
Hello, Mike. Mike, you could have been playing.
Oh, is this your friend that you said might be interested?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could do with a fourth if he's interested, and if you vouch for him, Gav.
Yeah.
But we'll discuss that another time. I'm sure I can easily work it out.
Of course.
Okay, so right, let's have a look. Let's move over to this. Right, so we're going back here. So yeah, you basically you get going. All right. Sorry, everything I've done so far has been like a little bit of homebrewed kind of setup. So there you go. So he's left with escort named Sildor Hallwinter. Okay, so you travel down on the big hex map. You'll see each hex is like 5 miles or something. I think you can do about 20 miles in a day. So it's like it takes quite a while. So if you look there, that's sort of a day, and then like that's like 2 days, and then that's like 3 days or something to there, and then you'll last like a day and a half there. So it's sort of like 3.5 days ride or so. All right. In all fairness, nothing interesting particularly happens. It's sunny. The weather's all right. It's not too hot, not too cold. And as you can see as you go down the map there, you're like 10 miles from the coast, but it's a nice breeze. It's lovely. There's birds in the sky. It's lovely. You might pass the occasional caravan going in the opposite direction up towards Neverwinter. Maybe you see some like merchant ships on the horizon and stuff. The Neverwinter forest or wood is huge, so big that it is on the horizon. You can see it even though it's sort of 10-15 miles away. It's a massive forest, as we discussed the other week. But you're going down after a couple of days. You've spent the last few days following the high road south from Neverwinter, and you finally veer off east, going up the Tribor Trail there to go towards Phandelver. as I say, you've not encountered any trouble so far. But you do know, as we've discussed, that this territory can be dangerous. Bandits and outlaws have been known to lurk along the trail, and you warned them about this. Sildar knew this, but he promised you and assured you that he would be able to keep them safe. You've been on the tribal trail for about half a day. As you come round a bend, you spot 2 dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you, blocking the path. Each has several black feathered arrows sticking out of it. The woods press close to the trail here, with a steep embankment and dense thickets on either side.
Now there's a trap if I ever saw one.
What do you do?
Got anyone who could sneak up and have a look around the sides?
We've got a rogue.
I do have stealth.
It might be worth scouting this.
I'm quite good ranged as well, so I'll stay back a bit. Not so much the up close.
Do I have stealth?
Do we recognise the horses?
Okay, so you want to move up a little bit closer. Do you recognise the horses? So yes, you do.
Shit.
If you can make an investigation check for me, please.
Sorry, this is really slow. I apologise. I'll get
Okay.
quicker. 10.
10, I'll give you that. That's fine. Yes. So you can easily identify the horses as belonging to none other than Gundren Rockseeker and Sildar Horwinter.
No.
From where you are, okay, I said about 50 feet. So you would have had to have get a little bit closer for that. So would you have gone up a little bit closer on your? How would you approach it? So if you're about 50 feet, or so I said from there. So you can see that. Would you be? Give me like a riding position for everybody. I mean, like you can. It doesn't really matter who's driving the cart as long as somebody is. Anyone can drive the cart. It's pretty straightforward. If you let go of the reins.
Are we supposed to be seeing the car?
Not yet. Well,
okay,
actually,
cool.
That's fine. I suppose I could bring you over. It's worth me noting, because we are streaming this as well, that whilst I do have the official book and everything like that, I don't own any of the maps or icons or anything that I'm using on Roll20. It's all stuff that I found for free on Google. So if I have stolen anything and anyone gets offended, I do apologise. Just let me know. Or if you know who owns the maps or anything at all, let me know, and I will send out thanks and stuff. But I don't want to get in trouble for plagiarism because I've stolen this map. You guys see it now? I think I brought it in. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, I've put your tokens roughly on the wagon, but it doesn't matter. Like you could be really. Would you be all on the wagon? Would somebody be walking? Where would you be? Again, hopefully, you can control your icons. No, you haven't. I can't.
Be sitting on the wagon.
Give me a second, because I haven't given you control over the icons. Oh, of course, now my computer wants to be really slow. Yeah, so that is these are and represents James. Okay, there we go. So you should be able to control your pieces. So I would say, I mean, no. That's you.
I would have hopped off to get a closer look at the horses.
Okay.
At least.
So I mean, the description I've read says about 50.
Yeah.
So that gives you about there. Would you have gone ahead on your own a little bit, or what?
No, I'm signalling for them to come forward or do something I don't want to.
You can see quite clearly from where you are that the saddlebags have been looted. Okay. However, what you can see is that nearby the horses lies an empty leather map case.
Oh, they were talking about it, man.
They were
Like a-
indeed.
Like a cylindrical thing that would
Yeah.
hold a map.
So,
Can I have a look to my left and right
Mhm.
and just see if I can see any movement in the trees or
You can indeed. Roll me a perception.
great at those. Fantastic. That's sarcasm. By the way. Ooh,
Oh,
not bad. 17.
nice.
Bom, bom, bom. Okay. Give me a second. Then, so.
oh,
You do notice hiding in the bushes and stuff some goblins. They haven't yet. So basically, they're watching you and they're waiting, but you do spot them. We can. What do you want? What are you going to do?
I'm going to back up to the cart and attempt to quietly relay the information that there's at least two goblins waiting ahead.
Okay.
Oh, two somethings. I don't know if I can tell that they're goblins.
Yeah, you know what goblin looks like. We all know what goblins look like. All right, let's roll initiative.
okay.
Okay.
18.
Nice. Let me just type that in here. I'm going to do this on the computer on this one. Sorry, what did you get, Vincent?
18.
Nice. James?
12.
Nice. Gavin?
And so, do I have to add something to this?
Yeah, so at the
Sorry.
top of your page there should be
Oh,
an
initiative.
initiative.
Yeah, plus 3, 13.
13, lovely. And then the gobbos rolled pretty poorly. So I'm doing this by the in the official rules as written in the PHP is for to do just one initiative roll for all of the monsters. So they rolled pretty poor. You should hopefully be able to see the turn order, guys. So there it is. So Lisa, you spotted them. And yeah, so you wanted to go back and warn the others, so you can do so.
Then I shall do that. I'm just rearranging my screen here for a sec. Okay. Yes. I took a very indirect route. Okay, goblins up ahead, probably responsible for the blood shed. Also, I'm afraid to say that I recognise those horses.
Last again. We told
That you did.
well,
I don't think we've been made yet. So if we can get up and
maybe
around
we could
them,
distract them. We could just, yeah. Or we could, one of us could, I would walk down, distract them while someone gets up behind them.
Wow. Is that just me, or has James's mic gone really slow?
He's gone
Really,
by
what?
Optimus Prime.
It sounds like you've like inhaled the opposite of helium, whatever that is. And you're like,
Wait, let me refresh.
It's
I
that's
will
really
destroy them.
Old Darth Vader over there.
the opposite of helium, by the way, is sulfur hexafluoride.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oliver Hex forward. Have some initiative for that, Boffin.
Shit. Hey,
Hello.
Shit,
Where's
things I
what it's
know.
called?
Inspiration.
Inspiration. That's the one. Yeah.
Do I get inspiration for being a robot?
No.
Mike's asking what classes are being played and races.
Human paladin.
Half elf bard.
Rogue dwarf.
And I am the Lord Almighty Overseer of your destruction.
Lord Luke.
I've gone with the title of GM, which stands for Games Master, because I don't like the phrase DM for Dungeon Master. There you go. Because there's hundreds of role-playing games, and the only game which you're a DM is Dungeons and Dragons. And you know
And
what?
we all know that you want us to play
Starfinder.
At some point.
Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, definitely. I want to
So-
play in space.
So
I'm
we
going
have someone sneak round the back of them while one of us could, or two of us,
So
distract them.
I have put you in initiative order, and we have gone into combat. So you're not going to be able to
sorry.
have a long conversation before I'm going to move on. So yeah, you've kind of stepped back, and you're like, "Oh, the goblins up ahead." Would you like to do
Have
anything
they got the
else, Lisa?
higher ground?
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay, well that's the most important information I want to give. I think whatever we do, we should. I'm going to indicate to the guys that we should be moving. I'm going to try and do this with the arrow thing.
So
No, edit.
do we want to let them know we know they're there?
In fairness, gentlemen, could you both roll me a perception as well, just to see at this moment whether you've spotted them?
Perception.
Perception.
Because potentially they've got a surprise round for you.
Okay, D20 and just a D20, yeah.
Plus your perception modifier. What have you got that on your?
Where the fuck is that?
On the skills in the
Oh
middle.
yeah, I got it. Yeah, +3.
Nice, yeah. So
I do.
as soon as she starts walking back, worried, you notice him as well. Unfortunately, James escapes, doesn't see shit.
Scratching my ass.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Mhm.
All right, so Lisa's done that. Gavin, you spotted him, and as soon as she comes back, she says, "There's goblins." You're like, "Yeah, I've just spotted them." Do you want to do anything quickly?
Do I want to do anything?
Move yourself into a
Yeah,
better
I
position,
want to.
climb on top of the wagon, and then try and shoot one of them, or you can get off and run somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeez. So we're in battle mode, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. The screen's gone all fuzzy and spiraled in Final Fantasy style,
Yeah.
and some cool ass battle music techno going on in the background.
Well, I guess we better try and take these guys out because they're not there for talking, are they? So, which one am I? This one.
Yeah. This map's a bit bigger, but you're kind of hard to see. You can zoom in if you're having difficulty seeing, but then you've got to kind of move the map around. But you can.
That's
zoom
fine.
in, move it around.
And what piece am I? Is it this? Oh yeah, I saw what I am.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
I think you're on the left-hand side of the wagon at the moment.
Yeah. And to do the movement thing.
Yeah, so on your toolbar on the left-hand side, you've got one that looks like I say it looks like a tape. It doesn't look like a tape measure at all. It's a circle with like a little line coming out of it at 2 o'clock. If you click on that, and then it's click and drag. That's it.
So, and I can move.
You can move
25.
25, yes, you're a dwarf. You can move
Roughly.
25 and take an action, or you can use your action to make a double movement. So you can move up to 50.
I'll have to move up. Jeez. Shit. How do I change direction?
So what you can do is, if you watch what I'm doing here, so you can do drag, and then when you get to a point where you want to move, if you push the letter Q on your keyboard, you can then
that's right.
move it and then you can do that loads of times.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember. For fuck's sake. I'm balling this right up.
So
Why
from,
is it down there?
don't know.
Just push it once.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, push the Q button once, but you keep hold. So don't
Just
let go.
disappeared.
Don't let go of the drag.
Alright.
You have to keep your
I've
finger
got
on the
ya.
mouse. What I'd say from
Yeah.
where you are, though, you're not going to be able to run straight across those two oxen. So you will have to either.
Right, yeah.
So you're going to have to
Excuse
come
me.
down
Round that.
or around the back.
Yeah. Jeez, right, this is tricky. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
I'll be...
It's okay. I mean, we're all new to Roll20, and you're new completely, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's just all of the viewers at home that are waiting.
Yeah.
Or millions of viewers.
All our millions of fans. They're not going to sign up to Patreon and pay my rent with this kind of service.
Right, so to there then, basically. Which, yeah, if I go in that direction. But how do I actually move my piece, though?
So again, so back on the
I
toolbar,
don't
you need to click on the little
Okay.
pointer again.
I remember.
But what you can do, you
Right,
can
so
do
let me
that.
figure this
I think
out
you can do
properly.
that while you're moving. So you can actually, if you're on the pointer,
Yeah.
so turn off of the ruler and go onto the
Okay.
back onto the select move icon. You can pick your
Yeah.
guy up. So click and hold.
Yeah.
And then hit Q. I think.
Right.
Yeah. And do it that way.
Yeah. Right. So, Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. Where do you want to get to roughly up here?
There.
Okay. Boom.
Hey!
There we go. Look at that. Like
Finally.
a professional. There we go. Earning those wages. Cool.
Yeah.
That's you. James, unfortunately, you don't get to go because you didn't spot him. So Goblin down here. Should probably check their ranges. So and they've got short bows, so their range is not going to be massive with that. Oh, here it is. Okay.
You say Luke's gone for you, James? But you have to.
I've got
Yeah,
his.
try and reconnect.
Oh God, my cat's about to Godzilla across the table again.
Luke's back.
Hello.
Oh, there.
You got everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so this Gorbo from the bushes is going to, knowing that quite obviously that you guys have seen him, is going to take a shot here with his short bow. Pardon me for burping down the mic. I do
Do you
apologise.
want to know something funny?
Go on.
I hadn't scrolled down far enough, and I actually hadn't seen him.
Pardon?
I hadn't.
You hadn't seen him. I was down south.
No.
Well,
I could only see the top one.
Millicent did because I just rolled one stealth for all of them.
That's so funny.
So yeah, Millicent did. Range on a short bow is 80 feet, so he's just got you. So yeah, he's gonna get you. Right. Okay. So I don't want anybody to think I'm cheating. So just bear with me a second. Let's unplug that because I'm not actually using my tablet, so it doesn't need to be plugged into charge. Go away. 2 seconds. This is where I accidentally kill my laptop. Are you ready? Can you see that dice? Do you see it?
No.
No, he's gone.
No. All right. Where's a natural 20? I'm afraid.
Oh.
Oh shit! I've knocked everything off. Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna get hit. Unfortunately, for some damage. La 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 la. And they are going to do. Where is the stat block for a short bow? Right. you're going to take 6 points of damage because I rolled badly. And because I thought if I give you the maximum damage, then I'm going to kill you, and that would be a shit way to start the combat. So
kind DM, merciful
you're
DM.
welcome. Odds are in your favour. Okay, so you take 6 damage. The next goblin, which is that one, is going to charge 10 feet, and he's going to stumble down there. We'll call that 5, so he's going to. Knowing that they've been foiled, is charging you with a scimitar.
Ooh.
Oh, this is bad.
Next goblin is going to shoot at Gavin. Or Burr.
Well within range.
Okay, roll. He's going to hit you, unfortunately, and is going to do 5 points of damage. And then the last goblin will charge you. Boom. Okay. End of round 1, Lisa.
Oof, well,
Millicent, you're
need to
up.
Get the fuck out of there. Right, so I'm gonna have to move back and try and get cover. Let's say this. I know that seems like extreme, but I have very little hit points, and I'm just going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, that's fine.
I do not want to die in the first game.
That's fine.
So here we go.
Bonus action at all?
No. Oh, who's on the wagon still?
Justice escapes. You can all assume as well that you've had that long rest between the last fight. So
Cool. Yeah, I will. I don't know. Shoot him. You got this for another 1d6.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So is it my go, is it?
that would be
Gavin.
now it's for Gavin. Burr's turn.
Right. Jeez. So
You got one that's rushing.
Is...
Yeah, so you got one rushing towards you. You could go for a melee attack, or you could try climb a tree and get your bow out if you want. You can do what you like, or you can.
Yeah. Right, I think I'm going to do a melee attack on him.
Okay, so just move yourself up to the next square. Click and drag. There we go. And roll a d20.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That is shit. So that's that plus 5. Is that right?
Yes, that is right. Yes, you rolled a 3 plus your 5, which he's got a shield. This one because he's running towards you with a scimitar out. So unfortunately, that's a miss. I'm afraid, mate.
Crapola.
I don't think you've got anything else that you can do.
No.
Okay. There we are, sir. Justice escapes. It is now your go. You've got this.
Thinking, there's that guy, isn't there? But he's 35 feet away. Oh,
I think that you can get to him.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame because really I'd like to go and heal him. But
I think you can because it's hard with the grid. I mean, I would say that you would go diagonally next to the horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. I reckon you could do
Go
that.
on. Yay! 30 feet. Little flip. There we go.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, cool. I'd like to cut him with my big longsword.
Do it. Are you using sword and shield, or are you using two-handed sword?
I'm using sword and shield because
Cool.
we've got bowmen around. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so that's a D20 is. Right. Oh, nice. Natural 20.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Okay, so as I explained earlier on, so you're using it. It's a versatile weapon, but you're using it one-handed. So you're using a D8 for damage, and then what you want to do then is you're going to automatically get a full 8 on one dice. So then just roll your dice as normal, and tally it up.
And do the plus as well.
Yep. So basically, roll your damage as normal, then add on another 8.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
see.
19.
Pardon?
19 altogether.
Okay. So would you like to, in great graphic detail, explain to our listeners or viewers how you just completely obliterate this little tiny goblin?
Well, I run up to him and I basically, rather than having my sword over my shoulder, I've got it behind me and I run up to him and just plant it in his armpit, basically, but probably takes his head off as well.
Brilliant.
Just like, like that, cast him away.
Fantastic.
Did you do an anime run?
Yeah, I did. It was like,
Love it.
Yeah, with one hand though, obviously, because I can carry a longsword with one hand.
Sweet.
Sick.
He is completely obliterated.
I am the law.
So let's just. Okay, cool. Which goblin was that? That one there. I'm just going to delete him from there. Okay, brilliant. Next up then is goblins. So this one, seeing that, will probably shoot you. So James.
I'm a class of 18.
18. Oh, you're a beef boy.
Yeah.
He's going to miss you. 16. 16's a hit. So an arrow just, you've come down, you slashed him, and and then this arrow just sticks in your shield, and you're like, give me some more. But you miss.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. I think this one is going to try and do the same thing to you, to be honest. This one.
Let's hope I didn't get too cocky.
This one here is going to do the same thing. He, on the other hand, will hit you with a total of 21. So you will take 6 points of damage.
6 points. Ooh.
Yeah. And the last one up, which is engaged in melee with Gavin, with Burr, is going to miss. And then not really be able to do. Let's have a look. As a bonus action, it's going to disengage, which means that you won't be able to get an attack of opportunity. And it's going to dive up this way into those bushes and do something, if I can remember the buttons. And
Disappeared.
Potentially disappear. Maybe. You'll have to wait until your turn to see if you can actually see him or not. Okay. So yeah, he's hit you and then he's fucked off. Millicent.
Yes.
You'll go.
So I want to try and move. I'm just going to measure it out quick. Guys, the mice that comes with my Mac is so shit. So bear with me. Screw it. Whatever. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Measure out the distance. I've
Yeah.
got 120.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've got
it's
a
all
big
good.
bow, so you can shoot one of those ones. Yeah.
Is he
What's your
visible?
passive perception?
12.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so you can still see because they haven't moved. You can still see the 2 that you can see, but you can't see the other one. So yeah,
That one.
you can still see this guy, and you can still see this guy.
Crossbow bolt. 13.
13 total.
Yeah.
They are using bows, so no shield, so that will hit.
Hey!
Roll up the damage.
28 plus 2. 10.
Fucking hell.
That's all right.
Yeah, dead. Literally. What are you using? A crossbow?
Yeah, light crossbow.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so they come out with so much force. You pin him to the tree next to him. It literally just goes. It goes through his
Good
neck,
shot.
lifts his feet up off the ground, and he's just swinging from the tree by his neck, dangling out. Still ever so slightly alive, as the fear, like a rabbit in his eyes, is just like. And you can only see that because you're an elf and they've got good eyesight.
Awesome.
Burr! Anything else? Any bonus actions?
No,
No. So Burr, you're up. What's on your character sheet underneath your skills and attributes on the left? There should be a box that says passive perception.
1 moment. Which one was just killed? by the way?
Sorry, yeah, I haven't. I haven't given him the cross. Let me
Marked.
just.
Cross him out.
My computer's stopped. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong layer. Dickhead. This one is dead.
Perception. Okay, right, yeah.
Right,
Perception +3.
So underneath that on the left, there should be one that says passive perception.
Underneath that on the left.
Yeah. So underneath your skills.
Oh, yeah.
abilities.
Passive wisdom perception 13.
Okay, you can see this other goblin.
Okay.
Let me just move him back. So he's hiding in the bushes, but you can see him. He thinks he's being stealthy boy.
Okay.
You can see him. So if you want to, he's watching you, but he doesn't realise that you can see. But you can charge in and attack him if you want to.
I might retreat a bit, and will I still be able to see him if I move?
Yeah, you know where he is.
Okay, so if I retreat and take a pot shot.
Yeah, so you've got your rapier out, so you can. Changing weapons is a bit strange. So you can draw a weapon as part of your action,
Right. Okay.
but you can't sheath a weapon and draw a weapon. So because you got your sword out, to draw your bow, I think you've got, or a crossbow, you would have to. You can't sheath your sword and then get your bow out. You would have to. But what you can do is there's like a loophole. Is you can literally just mic drop your sword on the floor because that's a free action, and then get your bow out. But that does mean if you move, your sword's just left on the floor.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'll just retreat for a bit.
Yeah.
To start with. Yeah.
So
I am going to. Oh, 1 moment. What the fuck?
click and drag.
Yeah. And then that'll be my go, I think. But if I go further away, that's my full. Yeah.
You're going all the way up there. Okay, cool.
I'm legging it.
Yeah. So that was a double movement, was it? 50 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's me, yeah.
It is indeed.
Right, I'd like to go and just camp behind this oxen to get out of the way of this shooter,
Mhm.
if possible. but I think is it the 30 foot though?
Just going straight up, in you. 5, 10,
Yeah,
15,
basically.
20, 25, 30. Yeah, you could go straight up. So you could go up and kind of give some
Oh,
level
right.
of covered.
Go there, could I?
Yeah, and we were 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 25 foot. Yeah.
Cool. And can I just use my lay on hands to give myself 3 points back?
You can indeed.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll just have 3 because I want to keep it up.
Okay.
Let's have a look. 3.
Right.
Yeah. So we're all in cover now. And then
Right. So I'm just playing around with trying to work out what's going to go on over here then. In all fairness, what's the distance? There. 80 foot exactly. And you guys see that? I reckon that's line of sight. 80 feet, which is their maximum range. So here we go. He rolled a natural 1.
yeah.
So yeah, he goes to draw, and I don't know, the sudden shock, his realization that two of his mates, he's staring straight across to his mate who's literally like hanging from a tree, and slowly his like flesh is just, the weight of his body is ripping the for this arrow that's pinned to the tree. He shoots the arrow straight up into the sky, and it's just gone. He is then going to move. You see him run a bit, and which button is it? Boom, that one. But you don't know where he's gone, or do you? Okay. This gobbo up here. So the only person who actually knows where this gobbo is technically Gavin. Is going to move here, take a shot at Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. Let's go a random choice here. So 1, 2. Oh, well, unfortunately, that is going to be you again, Lisa. I do apologise. And he will hit you this time. This one going to be doing 4 points of damage.
Noted.
And then bonus action, take the hide action. So we'll also disappear. Next up is you, Millicent. Maleficent. Millicent.
I'm just going to head straight towards where I last saw that dude.
Okay.
And look for him.
Do it.
So.
But what's I know full well your passive perception is not high enough. You can roll a perception if you want to see if you can see him as a free action.
Yeah.
If you can see him.
I'm actively looking, so. Why do I keep typing this out again?
Don't know.
I keep forgetting that I can just go up and it will do it for me. 19.
Bang on the money. No word of a lie. Bang on the money. Yeah. So you do see him. And let me just bring him in for you. Hiding behind a tree.
Bastard.
As soon as I catch him, I'm going to fire at him.
Okay. Yeah, he's shooting. Go for it.
Yeah.
Oh. Nice. That'll be hit. Of course it'll be hit. Roll for damage. See if we can wrap this up.
8.
Nice. That's another kill. You're taking these bad boys out with one shot.
Right.
Yeah, it's another kill. Nicely done. Do you want to do it in any spectacular way, or is it just a quick and done?
Yeah, just hit in through the eye, through his eye.
Lovely. And then Burr.
Okay, so the last guy's over.
There is one
there
guy left, but you're not quite
somewhere.
sure where he is.
And am I far enough to see where he is?
So you would need to move because at the moment you can't see there's a big old wagon and oxen in the
The
way.
wagon's in my way.
But if
yeah.
you want to move down a bit, I will let you know if you can see the person or not.
Okay.
Nice. So what was your passive perception? It was high, wasn't it?
13.
13. You do see a sneaky little bugger behind a tree down here.
But I still can't do anything because I can't sheathe my
Yeah,
weapon.
technically you still got. Well, you could. You're far enough away. You could just, like I said, you can just drop. You can just drop your sword on the floor if you for now, and draw.
Yeah.
You've got. Is it?
And draw my
Is it short
bow.
Short bow. Yeah, they've got a range of 80 feet. A short bow.
Which is doable, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will take a crack at that then.
Do it.
So D20.
Go for it.
13 plus 5.
Nice. That's a hit. Finish him off.
And I need to roll. What is it? 1d6.
So yeah, it'll be on your sheet. D6 plus
Yeah,
whatever your
short bow,
modifier
1d6
is.
plus 3.
You can do it.
4
Come
plus
on,
3.
Brett.
Yeah, nice on the money. 7 HP.
Nice.
So you take the last one out. This is the last one of the block. So again, do you want to
Boom.
add any kind of special flair to it? How do you kill the last one?
When he's retreating and he gets it straight up his arse and it comes out of his mouth.
Nice. Well, this is the one that rolled the one last time. So yeah,
He deserves it.
he deserves it.
Yeah.
Done.
Bad day for that guy.
Done and dusted. Well done, guys. Okay. It's all done. So it is 11:30 UK time because I know we've got hundreds of people watching from like all over the world. So
Yeah.
UK time, it's 11:30. Right. So what do you want to do? Let's wrap this up because I do need to go to bed. But
Yeah.
let's finish this up quickly rather than just ending it bang. Well, we could end it bang here if you want on a cliffhanger. Oh no, Gundren's gone missing.
It's up to you. I mean, we could search
Up
the
to you,
bodies and then search the horses, but I mean, that's about it, really. I'm knackered, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can leave it on a cliffhanger.
Let's just
Good
leave it
stuff.
like this. This page will freeze. Has anybody been keeping notes? Because I haven't.
Yes.
Some.
Cool.
Some.
So we'll do like a
I've been
recap
Googling.
next time, and yeah, so we'll get ourselves in the mood and have a recap, and we'll pick up straight from here next time with what you want to do. At the moment, as you can see, the path is blocked by these horses, so you're going to need to deal with that. And Gundren and Sildar are potentially missing, so you need to work out what you want to do. Do you want to have a search around, see if you can find tracks? Do you want to just fuck off back to Phandelver and see what's down there? It's up to you. Next week on the D&D show, do the Lost Mine of Phandelver. Cool. So thank you very much for joining
Thanks,
us for the
well done, Luke.
few people. Thank you very
Very
much for
good
you guys
job,
for
man.
playing. Thank you to all the people who are tuned in. Really appreciate it. If you want to, if you liked what you see and you want to see more, we'll keep it on our social medias, and I'll be posting when we're playing next. I think the aim is to do every Tuesday. So hopefully next Tuesday around 8:30 again, we'll start kicking off. But again, I'll be posting on Twitter. You can find us at Show the D. Should check that very quickly. We're also on Facebook at
Everything's new.
Show the D&D. No, that's Facebook. I don't want shitty Facebook. Where's Twitter? It's just at Show D&D apparently. Check that. Yeah, at Show DND on Twitter. Please do give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share. You can find me at something else. I don't know where that is personally. What's my Twitter handle? Does anyone know? At Lukey_baby86. Lisa, where can people? Do you want people following you online? No.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter.
Cool.
What's my Twitter? At _energy.
Come on, we're professionals.
86. So I don't know what I'm doing. _energy 86.
Cool.
There you go.
Jimbo.
No, I've got a MySpace.
Also, let's just
all go back to
2005.
Yeah,
Do
you want my Habbo Hotel handle?
What's the penguin one there? Bebo. Well, if you want to speak to James, go to the group's Twitter. And Gavin, you've got a Twitter. Has it something to do with shitting your pants?
No, that's my other one. My actual Twitter is at Gavlar666.
Superb. You guys have been beautiful. Let me just change the scene to this thing here for our lovely viewers. And I hope our music will work. Let's try. Let's see what happens. Otherwise, bless you guys. I'll chat to you on Private Messenger throughout the week. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
The music's not working. No music.
There it is. I can hear it.
Yeah, but I can't. And if I can't hear it, OBS can't hear it. It sucks.
Yes. Oh, it's gone.
No, it's gone. All right. Good night. See you later.
Right, man.